to a burning ring of fire.
Ring of Fire. All right, welcome back to Hannity. Joining me now, tonight's Great American Panel, author, troublemaker, Gavin McInnes, outnumbered co-host, the two of them here, Jedidiah and Katie. Good to see you. By the way, Katie Pavlich's new book is out tomorrow, Assault and Flattery, The Truth About the Left and Their War on Women, which, by the way, we were just talking with Ed Klein about, and here Hilary's bragging, I got this child rapist off, and then all of a sudden she's asked a question, entirely different tone.
Right.
Who's guilty of the war on women?
Right, exactly. And Hillary Clinton is a perfect example of someone who has turned the women's rights movement into a joke. And it isn't just the work that she did back in the day for this child rapist. You follow her history through her husband's administration when she was willing to allow him to do whatever he wanted to hold on to political power, to gain her Senate seat, which eventually led to her presidential election.
You think that was a conscious decision?
I absolutely do. And if you take a look also at her record at the State Department, Hillary Clinton in 2016 is going to be portrayed as this big women's rights activist. But if you actually dig in, like I did in my book, to her record at the State Department, she actually let a lot of sexual assault of minors by her own security team and by diplomats around the world totally under the rug. And the women who brought it to the attention, they were the ones punished.
All solid points. I don't think it's going to matter if you don't have a solid Republican alternative. I don't think people are going to care about that issue. I don't think if you talk about Monica Lewinsky, people are going to care. I think they're going to look and say, how did Mitt Romney not get elected? He didn't get elected because he wasn't a solid alternative to Barack Obama.
The electoral map is difficult if you are a Republican.
The biggest problem for Hillary Clinton, I'll tell you right now, is going to be Elizabeth Warren if she decides to get into the race.
Interesting.
That is the biggest problem.
Because
the left loves Elizabeth Warren. She's an ideological ally of Barack Obama.
Indian. She's a wonderful, she's a perfect hero for low information voters because they don't do the research, they don't want to do the research, and if they did the research, they know that you can't elect Hillary based on any kind of feminist stance because she's a domestic abuser.
Yes.
She beat Bill Clinton.
All right, let me
beat him up.
Left doesn't like
He had to lie. Bill Clinton had to say, I was going down the stairs and I hit my head on the banister. That's what the black eye is. That's Bill Clinton's life.
Let me go to this. So now we've got this battle on the border. Obama's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Now you got militias, then you got people in Marietta, California. You see what's going on there. How bad is this going to get?
It's going to get pretty bad. And you had the Homeland Security Secretary this weekend, Jay Johnson, who, by the way, is an amateur. Let's not forget how he got that job. He was an Obama fundraiser. That's why he got that appointment into Homeland Security.
On NBC this weekend?
Yeah, he has no experience with handling these types of situations, and he keeps saying, he won't say we're going to enforce the law, and therefore we're going to keep seeing people coming, and we're going to see tensions rising.
And government's created this crisis. Look at these people. You got one group stopping the bus, the other group fighting, and now it's going to get worse along the Texas border, and then they don't know what to do with these people. I think the answer is obvious: send them home.
Well, the administration incentivized this because there was no consequence, and they led people to believe that if you brought people over and they were underage and they were minors, that they had a large potential to be able to stay. And now they're saying, oh, well, we'll bring these people to court, to deportation hearings. How do you know they're going to show up and not just stay? How are you going to enforce that?
Well, they weren't incentivized it; they created it. They knew this is the PR White House, and they said, this is a great story. Let's send a bunch of kids up here. It'll look great for us, and it'll help the immigration debate. And I say go for it, because it'll make more people look into it and realize that this is a complete sham, and immigration is only good for rich whites in America and rich whites in Mexico. It's
Why is he not doing anything, though? He's not doing anything because
he doesn't like
nothing.
America.
He forces
Americans.
He forces Republicans to have to say something about comprehensive immigration reform. This is how you get Republicans nervous and bring them to the table.
Let me bring up the last topic. You hear about this teacher or this guy? All right, leftist teacher, Bill Bigelow writes that fireworks are too much like war. I love fireworks. I love shooting off fireworks.
Love them.
You know, of course, not legally in New York, which means I use it in some state that it is legal.
Can't do anything in New York.
Can't do anything.
Fun is outlawed in New York.
Fun is outlawed. Is that apart from pollution, air pollution, flying debris, etc.? It's like compares to real fireworks around the world and war.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with these teachers? Why do we let them teach our kids?
You know what he's offended by? This guy's offended by America.
Yeah,
he's offended by a celebration of independence, and they pretend it's about Howard Zinn and the People's Revolution. And
Did you shoot fireworks as a kid?
As a maniac.
As a maniac. You and me both. We were best
total
friends.
maniac.
You?
Sparklers, I had it all.
Sparklers.
I like sparklers.
You know, we had the Roman candle
Sparklers.
firefight.
In Brooklyn, we lit them all off, and it was very rare in my yuppie neighborhood, but you could see it in the Puerto Rican neighborhoods and the black neighborhoods. Everyone was going bananas with the fireworks.
We used to
breaking
time
them
out ash cans and M80s and
It's fun.
pineapples, which is like a half a stick of
One
serious
guy
note?
gets hurt a year out of 300 million people.
Yeah.
All right, we
On a
gotta roll.
serious note, if you read
Katie,
this
let me
guy's
see that
stuff,
book.
hates the Constitution.
All right, this is
check it out.
Katie's new book. By the way, you look awesome on the cover.
Thank you.
And it is Assault and Flattery, the truth about the left and the war on women, and it's in bookstores everywhere.
Go
Coming
get
up, more Hannity right after the break.